Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. Double honor to the elders and apostles of the great millstone, and shalom to my YAHAWAH who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. This is Brother Kawakab coming at you with another lesson, and today's lesson is going to be Slakia. We're getting through this and Satan trying to take away the word, but today's lesson we're going to go through basically how it is in reverse. All right. First things first. Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. Slakia. This is a representation to how the world is upside down. All right. Basically, in the sense of how there are servants that are on horses and princes. So the thing is, those that should have been, actually, let me get that as a matter of fact, that precept. Genesis chapter 25 verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 inner people shall be separated from thy bowels, and 1 people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. So the elder out of the 2, Jacob and Esau, is Esau. Esau is the elder. He came out first, and the younger is Jacob. And it says, that it says the elder shall serve the younger. But as of right now, all right, it's the opposite. Okay, and which is how things are. The servant is supposed to be under the prince, but the servant is on the horse. Okay. And that's what we are waiting for, because in the kingdom of heaven, it's going to be the princes are going to be on horses, while the servants are going to be where they are supposed to be, servants, as the scripture literally says, walking as servants. Slakia, right then and there. All right. Slakia, about that, I will attempt to make things go by as smoothly as I can, but we still have to do it. We still gotta push this word out. We got to do that, and that's another thing. We can't be letting stuff like this, like these minor things, because I'm not fully sick. All right, I'm not fully sick. I'm not like ill or anything like that. It's just a minor case of hiccups. All right, it's just a minor case of hiccups, and that is I could make the excuse. Oh yeah, I got hiccups. It might get in the way of the lesson, so I'm just not gonna do a lesson. I'm just not gonna do the lesson, and that's the thing. That's an excuse to just be lazy. That's an excuse for me to say, okay, well, so since I can't, since I have the hiccups, I'm just gonna go play video games for the whole day until my hiccups go away. But then in actuality, as I say, I'm gonna wait until I'm gonna play video games until my hiccups go away, or until the next day or whatever. Then the day goes by, and then I miss out on this opportunity to be able to actually make a lesson. So once again, like it's very important that we don't make excuses. We go do the work. All right, let me get that right quick. Word Slakia. Psalm chapter 119 verse 60. I made haste and delayed not to keep We can't be finding an excuse to not do the work. All right. It's not, and this is not really an excuse. It might get in the way of me saying stuff a bit, but overall I'm able to convey the full message. There might be a few gaps in it, there might be a few gaps in it. It might seem inconvenient, but hey, I still have to make this lesson. I have to do it. Okay, so I have to get this out. So Slakia, as I was saying before, the elder shall serve the younger. Esau's the elder, and Esau is walking. Slakia, Esau is walking. Not walking, but he's on horses, and the younger Israel, Slakia, is walking as the servant. Okay, when it should be the reverse. Okay, as the Lord, Slakia, as the Lord said that the elder is supposed to be serving the younger, but as of right now, the younger is serving the elder. So we're waiting for the time for when things are flipped right side up, because as of right now it is upside down, as we see metaphorically, Slakia, in Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 7. Okay, how or parabolically, if you want, Slakia. I think it's better for me to say parabolically instead of metaphorically, because I don't really like using metaphoric in regards to the scriptures. I think it kind of diminishes the true the spiritual value of it by saying that it's a metaphor, and in addition to that, YAHAWASHI used parables rather than metaphors. All right, so Slakia again. So yes, we're waiting. As of right now, you have the wicked that are in rule, the wicked that are exalted. All right, and you have the righteous. No, not really. I don't want to say the righteous. I don't want to say the righteous, because at the end of the day, Slakia, we are not righteous. We are wicked, and we are in this position because we were wicked. So we are now the repented. So we are attempting to repent in order to become righteous. So Slakia again, we as princes princes and princesses attempt to repent and seek after Yahawah's forgiveness, so that things may be better for us. All right. Over here in Luke chapter 6 verse 20, and he lifted up his eyes on his disciples and said, "Blessed be ye poor, for yours is the kingdom of Yahweh." Slakia, that was terrible. Verse 21, "Blessed are ye that hunger now, for ye shall be filled. Blessed are ye that weep now, for ye shall laugh. Blessed are ye," Slakia, "when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you, and cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake. Rejoice ye in that day, and leap for joy, for behold, your reward is great in heaven. For in the like manner did their fathers unto the prophets." So as I was mentioning before, how things are upside down right now, where we wait on the day for that, as Yahawashi said, okay, our reward will be great in the kingdom of heaven. So in the kingdom of heaven, things are going to be right side up, and things are going to be better for us. All right, and we suffer now. We accept this suffering now, so that we accept the suffering now, so that we can be worthy. We accept the suffering now, so that we remember and return back unto our Lord Yahawashi. And we just need to be patient and to endure unto the end, until the day comes, the time comes when Yahawashi returns and makes things right, and is ruling the world in righteousness. All right. So, so, while we're on that topic of how things are upside down, okay, let's go into verse 24. But woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your consolation. Now, this is the first step, and you could read more, but this is the main thing. Okay, you can see a lot of other thing. You can see a lot of other understanding examples, but you see a lot of other examples, but the main thing is that we want to look at is consolation. Okay, so the consolation is the fact that all the good that is happening to the wicked now, all right, that are the people that are continuing to forward out wickedness. Okay, they are in exceedingly good hands, so to speak, or an exceedingly good wealth, Slakia, exceedingly good, in exceedingly good care and exceedingly good case. Okay, estate, a high estate. All right, so the Lord is not rewarding them, but letting them enjoy themselves now. All right, but you have to understand. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 16, for which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. For our light affliction, which is but for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory, while we look not at the things which are seen, but the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. All right, so the things that we see, the things that we see now that are a part of everything now, it's temporal. It's temporal. All right, it's temporal because this is. Let me get that as a matter of fact. Matthew chapter 16 verse 19. Matthew chapter 6 verse 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. So the thing is, not only is it temporal, but it's also, well, it's lucky. This is it goes with the fact that it's temporal, because it is temporal, because moth and rust corrupt and you can lose it. Okay, so it's not about a matter of if you will lose something. It's a matter about when you will lose something and how you will lose something, because you will lose these carnal material things. All right, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time until you lose it. But on the other hand, the spiritual things, okay, these are stuff that will be with us forever, and that's why we seek after the kingdom of heaven. We seek to please YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI. All right, and it also says in verse 17, back in 2 Corinthians chapter 4, that the evil that we go through now is called a light affliction. But now it's not a literal light affliction, but it's being compared to the weight, to the glory that's waiting for us in the kingdom of heaven. All right, the bad that we're going through now is nothing compared to the blessings that we will have in the kingdom of YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI. All right, that's we need to remember that and have that motivate us into constantly enduring, constantly being patient, constantly waiting for the Lord to bless to not bless us, but to deliver us out of this kingdom. Okay, because we should not be seeking to be thriving in Babylon. We should be seeking to thrive in the kingdom of heaven. All right, and seeking to be rich with Yahweh. All right, let me get that. Luke chapter 12, verse 16. And he spake a parable unto them, saying, the ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentifully, and he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do, because I have no room where to bestow my fruits? And he said, this will I do. I will pull down my barns and build greater, and there will I bestow all my fruits and my goods. And I will say to my soul, soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry. But Yahweh said unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then whose shall those things be which thou hast provided? Okay, so it definitely goes to show and make you it definitely goes to show and make you it definitely goes to show and make you realize that, you know, all the good, all the things that you have now, all right, it is Slakia. It's not only is it temporal, but then as you build up and accumulate wealth, this carnal wealth, okay, you don't get to keep it, you know, when your life expires, all right, and that's another thing. Like, so if you do accumulate a lot of wealth, you could easily lose it. But then on top of that, if you just lose your life, then again, like, all that stuff that you built up, it's just for nothing. All right, like that's a very important thing to remember. Like, it's just, at the end of the day, it's not worth it. It's only worth it for such a short, comparatively short time. Long term, it's not. All right. Isaiah chapter 65 verse 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh: behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Okay, so this is what is waiting for the servants of YAHAWASHI and the servants of the wicked. All right, the servants of the wicked are going to be hungry, thirsty. They're going to be ashamed, while the servants of YAHAWASHI are going to eat. They're going to be happy. They're going to be merry. All the suffering that they went through now, the suffering is going to flip. All right, just like let me get this. Deuteronomy chapter 30 verse 7. And the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. There is going to become the time when the things are flipped upside down. So it's going to be us, instead of us, you know, having to go borrow, instead of us having to go to our enemies for food and for whatever. Okay, and this is not just in Babylon; it's for any countries, because the Israelites are scattered across all the nations. Okay, especially, and speaking of which, you know, that reminds me. Okay, because again, like, yes, I mean, I realized it. I've said it before that, you know, taxes are something that only slaves have to pay. All right, but like, I took it a step farther. I took it a step further and thought about this. Okay, like, someone said, like, you have to pay. You get taxed. On stuff that you buy, right? And then you get taxed from your paycheck. So on top of that, you have to, on top of every time you have to go pay or whatever, you get taxed on that. But when you get money, it's like, when you get money, you have to give a percentage of that onto the government. Okay, like do you not see just like how ridiculous? It's like, not just how, like, it's a slave, it's an enslaving system. They do not want us. They do not want you to get money. It's like, they do not want you to get money. So let's say, for example, okay, if I win Oh my God, that is crazy. So winnings above $5,000 require a 24% mandatory upfront federal withholding. So they take if you win just $5,000 above something, $5,000, they're going to take $500 away from you. All right. Now, I want to see how much. So if you win $1 million, I guess they're only gonna give you 760,000. All right, so it's still just that's 200,000 $200,000 that they take out of your winnings. All right, but still, like it Slakia, they're still trying their like best to like take away from you. Like that is Slakia ridiculous. And then on top of that, in a more realistic sense, all right, as you are making more, as you're attempting to make more money, all right, Slakia, they're taking their example in you just got a raise, or you got move to a new job, Slakia, or you got a better job that pays a bit better, then like the government's going to be on your ass and requiring more money from you. All right, but the thing is, like, you only ever truly hear about like tax evasion from like these super rich people like Donald Trump. All right, I believe. Okay, so yeah, you only ever truly hear about like these super rich elites that don't have to pay taxes, but it's because they're not slaves. All right, and Slakia, and that's the reality of it. Like, people just don't realize that we are a slave. They may say they may say that, oh, we're a slave. Oh, I'm a slave to the system. I'm a slave to money. I'm a slave to whatever. But in actuality, like, you are the value. Your true value is that of a literal slave. Like, we are literal slaves, and they are attempting to keep us down. To keep us down in a lower state. That's why they attempt to control how much money people make. So if you make a bit too much as a non-elite, then of course they're gonna like, okay, yeah, give me that money, give me this, give me that, or whatever. They try to attempt to manage how much money you're allowed to actually have. All right, I think, isn't there like a law that you can't have something, you can't have a certain amount of money in cash? Let me see. Slocky, bear with me. My slow thing, computer and internet, or internet. Wow. So they said it's 10,000. So basically, you can have however much you want, but it's most likely that you will lose it. Okay, it's most likely that you will lose it because the police will just say, "Oh, this is probably drug money. We're gonna take it from you." So the cops are just gonna steal it from you. So yeah, you can't even have that because you can't even have that because of the corrupt cops. And that's the cops. Honestly, they are I will say having cops is a bit of a necessity in terms of like trying to having the presence of cops does in fact stop people from going anarchy and all that stuff. But at the same time, cops they are what they're like, what's the word called, slave catchers. All right, and at the end of the day, like that was the whole thing with the whole the increase in what's the increase of the arrests of the so-called black man, or just not even just the so-called black man, but Israelites in general. Because I remember like years ago when I think I did a lesson on this, the top three no bullshit, the top three most incarcerated in prisons, okay, is number one so-called black people, then number two so-called Hispanics, and then number three so-called Native Americans. I shit you not. I'm gonna try to see if right now. I'm about to say, what the fuck are they saying? Okay. Well, clearly I was wrong. But at the same time, the one issue that I do have with that statistic is that it's only 4 separate races. They don't get into it, and I believe sometimes what's it called? They classify Hispanic as white, I believe. So I need to see a better statistic. Disproportionate incarceration. Okay, right here. Disproportionate incarceration of black and Hispanic people. Currently, the U.S. is at its highest of imprisonment in history, with young black men experiencing the highest levels of incarceration. 1 out of every 15 people in prison across the world across the world. Okay, so Slovakia. Black American incarcerated in the United States. A 2014. Wait, let me just look at the thing. I'm trying to find the one thing, the better statistic, the amount of people incarcerated. But yeah, as so far, like it does actually, Slovakia, it does actually show. They actually are saying that across the board, most people are so-called blacks and Hispanics, but they haven't said anything about Native Americans. Blah blah blah. Decline. The women's incarceration rate has declined, have increased. Okay. 44. Blah blah blah. Okay. Well, that's basically it's the we do see a bit. If I find the video, Yahawadah, I can put in the thing or just show a timestamp or something. If not, oh well. I mean, maybe I was wrong. But regardless, we're moving on. Mark chapter 8 verse 35. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, but whosoever shall lose his life for my sake and the gospel's, the same shall save it. Okay. So remember, we need to remember seeking after the spiritual currency, the spiritual treasures, rather than these carnal treasures. That's what we need to be doing. We need to be seeking after the spiritual bag, if you want to call it that, and pleasing YAHAWASHI and being rich towards YAHAWASHI. Which actually, let's go back to Luke. Luke chapter 12 verse 21. So is he that layeth up treasure for himself and is not rich towards Yahweh. Okay, just as we went in Matthew chapter 6 verse 19 to 21. Okay, laying up treasures up for ourselves in the kingdom of heaven rather than carnally. All right. So as we lay up those treasures, okay, as we lay up those treasures and we accumulate that spiritual wealth, we are attempting to we are attempting to be on the Lord's good side. We are attempting to be able to have things or be blessed by YAHAWASHI and be taken care of. All right, after we pay for all the wickedness that we've done. Okay, as we are repenting. And just attempting to live in Babylon. All right, that's where we're going to be like the rich man, where we're going to be able to enjoy ourselves early, but we're not going to, it could just end abruptly, or we could just lose it all. Okay, verse 36 in Mark chapter 8, verse 36. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed when he cometh in the glory of his Father with the holy angels. Okay, so like it's not very profitable for us to lose our souls, lose ourselves, for carnal things. Okay, we need to remember. We need to remember. All right, the true weight, the true glory, and the true blessings, the true wealth is in YAHAWASHI. All right, and just quickly, I mean, not really, but just final thing, Matthew 5 verse 3. Bless all the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. So just a bit of a friendly. Okay, as there's also more that you can read. Just a friendly reminder that all the suffering that we're going through now. Okay, it is, number one, it's temporal, but at the same time also we're not working our quote unquote 9-to-5s carnally. Okay, we're not working our carnal jobs for. Well, we are working our carnal jobs for carnal money, yes, and we do need to do that. But at the same time, we need to more so spend more time to work our spiritual 9-to-5s, our spiritual jobs, where we are trying to accumulate spiritual wealth and being rich towards the YAHAWASHI. Okay, that's why we put in those hours in. All right, like we put in those hours to be rich, so that the Lord will provide for us, and we can be one of those servants, especially in Isaiah chapter 65 verse 13, where when we can basically cash in the spiritual money. We can cash in the spiritual money, and during stuff like Jacob's trouble and in the kingdom of heaven, then we have all this wealth that we accumulated that we can spend now. Now we can actually spend it. Now we can actually enjoy all that wealth that we have been accumulating with YAHAWASHI. We're because we're rich, all right. Because we accumulated a lot. We worked all those extra hours. Grabbing an extra shift, overtime, whatever, for YAHAWASHI and not for a carnal boss. All right. then the Lord's taking care of us. Okay, He's gonna work extra time for us. Slakia, all right. And with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem YAHAWASHI, Ba'ashem YAHAWADAH. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, DTA, Abad, Babal, and Shalom.